Good evening. This is Jane Pfeiffer. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead, Jane.
Excellent. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. Um, I'd first like to say that please don't take my tone as hostile to the commission itself, because you guys do the best you can with everything that's going on and all the competing factors. However, that being said, you are my only option at this stage to stop the unethical is probably the best way to put it. The unethical actions of the developers around the Paloma Creek developments, both enclaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of the future ones. Enclave 2 was originally scheduled to be on your agenda this evening, but after I confronted them about notice not having been given, oh, sorry, we'll take it off. We didn't know. No, they did know. They deliberately are deceiving not only the residents of this area, but the commission and the city council as well about their actions and activities. It is my sincere request that the Planning and Zoning Commission and the City Council, when we get to that stage, do not just rubber stamp these applications. There is shenanigans going on behind the scenes that are infuriating, to say the least. I would hereby request formally that any and all future actions regarding any of the Paloma Creek enclave subdivisions or different project numbers be tabled indefinitely until I can get formal records requests drafted. They're in the process right now. One has already been filed, and the city clerk is working on it quite diligently. They've been really, really great. The city clerk's office has been wonderful. It has taken me hours to try and unwind the obfuscation that these developers have put in with all of their misleading paperwork, their unusual title filings, to hide the ball as to who owns it and what they're trying to do. I would please request that you allow the citizens and the residents of this area adequate time to unwind this mess, discover who's actually doing what, and hold the developers' feet to the fire. There is no harm in delaying the action, as all of these developers have been through this process many times. They can assist with production of records if they choose, which would make it go much, much faster, but I don't believe they're inclined to do so. But it's going to take me time to work through the layers put into place by Kent Zander, John Whitrock, and the other true owners of the property and developers. It's just, there's too much at stake to rush this process. I would also like to extend an invitation to each and every one of the Planning and Zoning Commission members to come out to our area, walk around with us, talk with us, and take a look at what's actually happening here. The satellite views from Google, they're great, but they don't give you a true feeling for what the area is like. All of the maps and the PowerPoint presentations, those are really informative, but they don't give you the feel of the area. We live here. This is our community. This is our area. Come join us to see it, please. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you, Jane. Is there anybody else? Ashley?
Thanks for using WebEx. Visit our website at www.webex.com.
We live here. This is our community. This
It's
is
on
our
delay.
area. Come join us to see it. Please.
You sound like a robot.
Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you, Jane.
I hate the sound of my own voice.
Is there
It's fine.
anybody else?
Ashley?
Yes, Chair, there is. We will have Michelle Brown also on the line. Please
Do
stand
we
by.
know her? See, I wouldn't be able to figure all this computer stuff out. You have your uses.
Did I really sound like a robot?
No, when
The
it came
playback.
when it came back from the playback, you sounded like one of those voice recognition software things.
Michelle has joined the meeting. Michelle, can you hear us?
Michelle Hinge join.
Michelle?
Yeah, their voice recognition sucks.
Michelle?
Tell her to press *6.
Hello?
There she is.
Michelle?
Yes,
Yes, this is Chair
yes, I
Bass
can hear you.
of Planning and Zoning Commission. And this is the call to the public for any item that is not on the agenda. And if you have a comment on any item that's not on the agenda, please go right ahead.
Yes, I would also like to speak on those Paloma Creek developments. The sign placement is very hard to read. It's facing the wrong directions. It's hidden in trees. Nothing's been updated. None of the residents have really been notified in this area of what's going on. And they're freaking out because this area, most are horse property owners that have bought into this area specifically for the desert around us and not having buildings and tons of people right on top of it. Some people have even had to buy into this neighborhood because they can't take the chemicals.
Oh,
And when you're bringing
is this the
in
Roundup lady?
all these high
No.
density areas with this landscaping, it's bringing in chemicals that's not good. It's not good for any of the wildlife. I don't even see how they're going to get to these Paloma areas. There's no roads in some of these areas unless they go through private land.
Anything else, Michelle?
The land he is proposing Paloma 4 on, I have walked through and cared for over a decade now. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's 4x4s going by. We have horseback riding and 4x4s here constantly, and it wouldn't do good with a high density area. So in order to create this high density area, you would have to change the entire lifestyle of everybody in this area. The horses don't want asphalt and sidewalks. We don't want landscape views. We want the desert. And we want to know when these changes in zoning are coming on. We had no clue what was going on. And in the first meeting for Paloma 4, they were telling people it had been canceled. There was no information on the website. No one could even get through to find out if it was on. And they're just lying through their teeth one after another. They're saying accommodations have been made, only a few neighbors are concerned. No. They're talking about stopping the people on Prickly Pear from being able to access 159th Avenue. They said that was a county road. That is maintained by private citizens. The county does not maintain that road. Most of these roads out here are maintained by private citizens. In order to get any construction material or anything approved, you'd have to get the approval of those citizens. It's just a bad we can't handle this high density stuff, and we don't even want it connected to this neighborhood.
Any other comments, Michelle?
She did really well. You
No, that's
nailed all the major
All right.
points.
Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you very much for calling in. Ashley, is there anybody else who?
Can you text her a thumbs up? Because she did awesome.
No, Chair Pash, there is not.
Thank you. With that, we will have consent agenda item number 1.
Consideration and action to approve or disapprove the February 4th, 2021 Planning and Zoning Commission minutes.
That's all. there's
Okay,
gonna
so
be.
we're done here? All right.